My name is Judy Herkert-Notaro, and I'm an occupational therapist working in Silverthorne, Colorado. And Silverthorne's in the mountains west of Denver, about 65 miles. I actually had a client's mother. It was a little boy I was working with, and his mother was looking on the internet for different techniques to help her son grader. And she found neurofeedback, and I had heard about it before, and because of her I decided to explore it and went from there. I have several, but one that really comes to mind is a little boy. When his mother, I like to do a parent interview without the child present so that they're free to talk. And when she came in, she showed me bruises from where her boy had grabbed her so hard. And he was the eldest of 3 boys, and he was choking his younger siblings. He had rage reactions. He had kicked a teacher and gotten kicked out of preschool. I think he was in kindergarten, actually. And then he received a diagnosis of autism. And I started with him in 1st grade, at the end of 1st grade. And by the 2nd grade, at the beginning, he lost his diagnosis of autism. He lost all of his physical aggression. He learned to read. He became social. He's got empathy. He used to, like, I made a motion like my back hurt. And he said, "Oh, do you hurt? How are you?" Which is, as anyone knows with autism, that's a pretty phenomenal response. It was very subtle cue, and he picked up on it. And he loves to come to OT. I caught him singing a little song that went, "I'm always gonna come here, I'm always gonna see you," just like that. It was so cute. So that's probably my favorite success story. The nice thing about being an EEGer affiliate, one of the nice things, I get discounts. That's cool. We have something called a listserv, and you can post a question on that, and anybody can weigh in with an answer. So there's people who've been doing neurofeedback for 30 years that will often weigh in with a response. And even if I don't ask the question, I save a lot of those emails because I learn from other people's questions too. And I couldn't guess what someone might ask. And then once in a while I post a response too, but most of the time I just learn from others. Coherence training. And I don't know how new it is, but it's definitely newer to me. So looking at the brain's ability to either be too coherent or not coherent enough. So if either direction is going to cause problems, and so when you do coherence training, if it's too coherent, you can make it a little less so that it works better. And if it's not coherent enough, then those connections aren't being made, and you can't speak maybe if it's not coherent on the left side. And so you can increase the coherence between spots on the brain that makes those circuits work better. And then things like speech can happen spontaneously. One of the things I love about neurofeedback is it brings all these discrepant disciplines together, and it helps us all understand each other's disciplines. So as an occupational therapist, I've never met psychologists, psychiatrists, nurses who understand sensory processing until the neurofeedback community, and they all get it. So this mesh of what we bring together and teach each other is wonderful, and I've only found it in the neurofeedback community. I have an adult professional that has been on mood disorder medicines for her entire adult life, 20 plus years. And after, I think only a few months of neurofeedback, she's off all medication and doing extremely well mood-wise. So there's some areas we have yet to explore, but that's a pretty exciting success story.